So I posted these two videos. You can find them under Heavens and Light on YouTube. Paris Olympic ceremony, the meaning behind it, and the meaning of the color blue. So I'll be doing a quick recap. But for better understanding, I will watch those two videos, along with this one. So you should know by now that the Book of Maccabees, it tells you that they will paint the image in our book. It also tells you that they will come and preach you another gospel. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one that we have preached, let them be under God's curse. So they're telling you that there's going to be another gospel. And also in the reading of 2 Corinthians, it tells you that they will give you another Jehoshua. For if someone comes and proclaims a Jehoshua other than the one that we have proclaimed. So this is the one that they gave to the world, Jesus, in place of Jehoshua and his father Jehoah. So in the reading of Acts, that's when they stoned Stephen. But before he died, Yah told them that his descendants will go to a foreign country and be slaves for 400 years there. That was when the last kingdom fell, the southern kingdom, Jehudah. And the one that did the stoning for the Jewish cult, the freemen, as in Freemasons. And after the stoning of Stephen, that's when they prosecuted the true followers of Jehoshua. That's when they took the book over, replaced names, removed books, and gave the world the Roman Jesus. That is a combination of Zeus and Krishna. Christ is for Krishna, because the serpent was tossed to India. None of the disciples or followers of Jehoshua ever called him Jesus, because during that time, the word Jesus did not exist. So nobody was being saved in that name. I could see that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints and the witnesses for Jehoshua, and I was utterly amazed at the sight of her. This is the Inquisition, when they went after the true followers of Jehoshua and rewrote the book. And she is the Roman Catholic Church, Roma, named after the goddess. And for the ones that say, well, I'm not Catholic, I'm Christian, well, Christianity came from the Catholic Church, from Rome. She is the mother church, and the other ones are her daughters. Paris Olympic organizers sorry for Last Supper at opening ceremonies. Major power outage hits Paris. Could Olympics plans be disrupted? So yes, they had a blackout as well. I want you to know that this is the 33rd Olympic Games. And you see the colors, blue and white. And 33 for 33-degree Freemason. So they said that they were mocking the Last Supper, right? So what they had on the table were drag queens. Paris Olympic organizers says drag performance was a nod to Greek mythology, not Last Supper. So I explained you get Jesus from Zeus. And Zeus had a boy lover. And these are Greco-Roman gods. It tells you in the reading that Jehoshua will be coming back and joining forces with Ephraim, which is the northern kingdom, and Jehudah, to fight the children of Greece. Also in the readings of Joel, I promise now I will repay your two mercies for your woe. Jehudah, you are my bow. Ephraim, you are my axe. Both of you will be my sword, like the sword of a mighty soldier, varnished against the sons of Greece. Another time when he appeared to them, they asked, Adonai, are you going to free Joshua from Rome? Now restore us as an independent nation. As you can see, the Abrahamic religions are on the pyramid. In St. Peter's is both Janos and Sibyl. He plays both parts, the sun god and the moon goddess. Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ, the Merovingian kings, the Holy Grail, which happens to be the Papal bloodline, the one that gave you Christianity. The one they said that Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ ran off to France, and they started a family, the Holy Grail. Why do you think that the 33rd Olympics took place in Paris? And the scriptures, it tells you don't need anyone to teach you, because the Ruach is your teacher. Jehoshua sacrificed to us. He left us the Ruach to be our teacher. So you see right here in the pyramid, God, which is not God, is Yah. Not Jesus, but Jehoshua. From your popes all the way down, your bishop, your priest. And I also explained that the tribes were assigned colors. And the one that broke off the tree of life, which is the tribe of Dan, their colors are white and blue. White and blue. And their queen of heaven, white and blue. Red, white, and blue. From Greece to Rome to the U.S. Vatican owns all world currency. All roads lead to Rome. And I also explained that Krishna was blue. You ever notice their attire, how they wear their sari? Very similar to what the Queen of Heaven wears. And the Roman, Jesus Christ. And also the Statue of Liberty. The Messianic legacy of Lady Liberty. There was a gift to us from France. And back to the Olympics, the black and white for duality. They showed this also as well in the beginning of the ceremony. It almost looks like the earth on fire. There goes a balloon above it. You see her face? She's pretty much battered. Gematria, liberty. Ritual, sacrifice, blasphemy. Barack Hassan Obama. Satan, Lucifer, God. Obama is going to be the last pharaoh in America. But not before Kamala becomes president first, making her the first female president, and then he'll take over eventually. And as you can see, she is Indian. And speaking of blue and white,
high-ranking Freemason and satanic priest exposes all about the Freemasons and surprisingly says in order for him to become a satanic high priest, he first had to become a Catholic priest. Wow. Check this out.
You had to become a Freemason because you can't get involved in Satanism on the hardcore level without first being a Freemason. That was my official shrine portrait, which they took as part of my initiation. I was ready to become involved in hardcore Satanism. What did that mean? Well, that meant I had to sell my soul to the devil. I had to sign my name on the contract in blood. I had to sign my name in the black book. You understand something? The satanic doctrine here is that hell is not what we believe it is, or what the Bible teaches it is. The satanic doctrine is that hell is this incredible party. It's like a non-stop, all-eternity orgy. So you're smoking dope, you're fornicating your brains out, you're listening to rock and roll through all eternity. And it's party hardy time. Before I could get onto the priesthood of Satanism, excuse me, I had to get 7 people to sell our souls to the devil. The other thing I had to do, and this might astonish some of you, is I had to become a Catholic priest. I had to go back to my original vocation. Because you cannot be a satanic priest unless, first of all, you're a Catholic priest. And if that surprises you, I just suggest that you go and you read some of the medieval literature. You'll see that that is in fact the case. If you know someone who's a Mason, or if you yourself are a Mason, realize that when you kneel at the altar of Masonry as an entered apprentice, and you take that oath, you are adopted into the family of Lucifer at that moment. Now, you don't probably know that. I did. But most people don't even know that. And as a result, if you're a Christian, mind you, there are pastors that are doing this. There are deacons that are doing this. There are countless Christian lay people that are doing this. You cannot serve 2 masters. And if you understood the profound relationship between witchcraft and Freemasonry, you would know what that cord, that cable tow meant, because they've got a rope around their neck. And what that means in witchcraft and the occult is that is a symbol of the umbilical cord of the mother goddess, the queen of heaven, linking her to her hidden child. So this guy has just been born again by the queen of hell, the consort of Lucifer. Every Mason has this happen to them. And they don't understand the dynamics, probably 99 out of 100, but they still go through it.
You heard it for yourself. He said that in order to become a high priest for Satan, it was required that he become a Catholic priest. And he indeed was a Catholic priest. And yes, he said that a lot of Freemasons are priests. A lot of Freemasons are deacons. A lot of Freemasons are pastors in the church. This is just a fact. You have Bibles made that have the Freemason logo on it that members of churches use when they're having service. But what is Freemasonry? Freemasonry is only a branch of Satan worship. You heard it here from this high-ranking ex-Freemason, ex-satanic priest. And a lot of Freemasons don't even know that. It just depends on which lodge you come from. A lot of Freemasons themselves don't know that who they're worshiping, who they have pledged their allegiance to, is Satan. You just don't find that out. Many of them don't find that out until later on in their journey in Freemasonry as they go up in these different degrees and get initiated into the deeper knowledge. Now, he said that he had to become a Roman Catholic priest. I want to emphasize on this part. This would mean that the Roman Catholic Church is completely compromised and infiltrated by Freemasons.
Do you still not know what the Olympic torch really represents? Well, if you don't, you should stick around because I think I'm going to make it abundantly clear. Let's start way back in 1797, where this painting was created of Lucifer. And while yes, this alone would be reaching, keep watching. Let's fast forward to 1848, where again, a statue of none other than Lucifer was created. And I'm going to show you some things that I think are going to become very clear. Let's first look at his 7-pointed crown. Let's then look at this chain attached to his ankle and something that appears to be an apple and a torch right there. Where else have I seen that? Oh yes, that's right, on Lady Liberty. 7-point crown, torch, chain, and a very similar appearance. So similar, in fact, you might actually say that they were both representing the same person. And that maybe even that painting back in 1797 was also one and the same. Oh, and don't forget that apple next to that torch in that Lucifer statue, because, well, we all know what New York is also referred to as. But I digress to get back to our topic at hand here. If we see this torch being held in this fashion, the same fashion as this, in the same fashion of this, another representation, a visual painting of Lucifer, then you're really gonna sit there and try to tell me that all this torch bearing isn't representative of something very, very specific. And that the people paying tribute to that torch aren't also mocking a certain supper. Because this world you live in, if you're sitting there watching the Olympics, all excited and happy and thinking it's just wonderful, well, then you're not seeing the full picture. Because they are rubbing the truth right in your face, and you're too distracted to even notice. But as always, I'm just here to give you guys some laughs and distraction from the mundane life that you live. This is all for entertainment. I'm a satire account. I know these guys are all different people. Well, these guys are the same, but this is Lady Liberty. She represents freedom that we all have. Entertainment only.